If they just go right the whole time, do you think NASCAR drivers go back in time?
Huh. What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I am FB,
Hey, I'm the Goob.
and this is our weekly sports wrap up, sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore,
Right.
California. I
No, it's
can't
fun
wait till
how
we can
we
sponsor
sponsor each
something.
other.
We can't sponsor
Exactly.
ourselves, though, can we?
I think we can.
Someday we will. The FB and Goob Show, sponsored by the FB and Goob Show. Actually, it's kind of
Genie.
sponsored. It's already sponsored by the FB and Goob Show. To be honest with
And
you,
we're off to a flying start here at the FB
we
and Goob
are.
Show.
How's the Goob?
The Goob is good, man. I've got 50-point NBA games to talk about. The butt fumble might have been trumped for once. Ohio State, Penn State's coming up. I'm psyched about that. But first, we've got playoffs with people that go in circles.
Hey, did I tell you that Tyler Reddick won the race?
Ah,
Because if I
you
haven't,
might,
I'm about to tell you Tyler Reddick has advanced into the final race, and he is one of the final four competitors for who could be the 2024 NASCAR champion. Now, listen, he looked good the whole race. I mean, he was on the pole. So Reddick was on the pole, and pretty much, pitch strategy wise, he was up front or he was 19th. So it was kind of scary the whole time because you never know what's going on.
all right.
But with 3 laps to go, he was in third. And with 1 lap to go, he made a pass on the last turn 3. And I was screaming a lot of profanity at turn 4. And I believe it ended with, yeah. So go Tyler Reddick. Go, man, listen, we are in the final race. Anything can happen. Anything. Win.
Martinsville.
Anybody can wreck. Everybody can wreck. I'm excited. But
What? So
listen,
you, so you and Logano are in, right?
so Logano and I are automatically have advanced with the 2 wins. Logano last week and Reddick this week. Now
And
we
then
go up
Bell
to,
and Byron.
well, point system goes now. We only got so now we go into points now. Christopher Bell and Byron, that's the next 2. So it would be Christopher Bell and William Byron would be the next 2. So, and
Right.
then Larson's right there. So you still got Kyle Larson right there. So
Yeah.
you got
Well,
Bell,
yeah.
Larson, and Byron. Those are the top 3, and then Reddick is 4th, but Reddick has a win. So take
Yeah.
Reddick's points out of this.
Yep.
And then you got Hamlin, who I think Hamlin is he's in 6th, but he's at a point now where he's in 5th.
So
He's
there's
at a
six
point,
guys left that can still win and get in, right?
6 guys left that can still win. You have Bell, Byron, Larson, Hamlin, Blaney, and Elliott. That's the guys that can still win to get in. And Bell and Byron are sitting in points right now. They're 1 and 2 in points.
So
Bell has been consistent, and as of late, Byron has been very consistent, even more than Larson. But now we come to Martinsville,
whew.
and and Denny Hamlin has got the highest odds of winning the race. So Denny Hamlin could sneak in. Hamlin's, he's 40 points away from first place. So he needs the win. I think between Hamlin, Elliott, and Blaney, they need a win. Blaney won this race in the fall. So you're bringing Blaney won this race in the fall. So now you have somebody that's already won this race this year. He is also in this 8 trying to get in. So now you have to put Hamlin's got the best odds. Blaney won it this year. You know that Christopher Bell and William Byron are sweating. Kyle Larson is sweating because it's going to come down to it now. That's like, oh, one person will get points and somebody else is going to win to get in. So,
That's fair. Hey,
yeah.
Scotty, pause the video. Your TV's on behind you.
Oh, I'll just turn the TV off.
There you go. Boom.
Boom. Just like
Yeah,
that,
we
magic,
we don't
back to work.
advertise Twisted Tea. We advertise nothing.
People making moonshine. Makes sense. Well, we were talking about NASCAR, so I figured it would work out just fine.
Right on.
So
So
yeah,
far,
so
so
we
good.
head to Martinsville next week. I am glad I have a victory now. I do. Martinsville is this flat ass oval track that I hate.
Right? You could stay out of the mess maybe a little bit.
You know what? I can just wreck people, and now I can help Denny Hamlin get a win. Denny Hamlin did
Maybe.
not help Tyler Reddick at all because it was Tyler Reddick and Denny Hamlin going for the win this weekend. And you thought owner might help, but he didn't help at all. He went for he was going for his victory to take himself into the championship. So but this week Reddick can help. This week he is free to do whatever he wants. Should be a fun race at Martinsville. Um I'm happy to not have to be involved in the next race at Martinsville. So yeah. Um I will be happy to move on to the next topic. Sure. I don't, I with 3 games in and being 1-2, the Knicks suck. So and the Celtics are exactly where they're supposed to be, undefeated and champions of the world.
Just putting beat downs on people.
Putting beat downs. The Cavs look good too. So even though Donovan Mitchell's flashy, I don't think they stay where they're at for as long as it is.
Well, yeah, they haven't played anyone good yet, but Evan Mobley
they played the Knicks.
He's ascending.
Yes.
You said they played the Knicks?
Yeah, they beat the Knicks.
Oh, that's fair. That was probably the best team they beat, by the way.
Probably, yeah. That was the last loss for the Knicks was the Cavs.
No, and that's fine. The Knicks, like I said, you're gonna have growing pains. You have a short bench and a starting lineup that has not played with each other for more than a month. You know what I mean?
Sadly enough, I've only seen bits and pieces in a couple quarters of games, and every time I've watched them, I've watched McBride play. I'm like, every time McBride's always on the court. I'm like, isn't that supposed to be Brunson's spot? The one time I did watch the Knicks, though, I thought it was Brunson heavy. You know what I mean? When you got Big Cat out there and Anobi and McBride, you know what I mean? I just thought there was so still focused on one player. I think maybe an extra pass is needed somewhere. I don't know. I mean, we're 1-2 right now.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but your coach, is it still Thibodeau?
Yes, it's still Thibodeau.
All right. So the one thing that Thibodeau might lack is a little offensive creativity. And your roster doesn't really exude a lot of creativity. I mean, Brunson, you've got a lot of toughness, a lot of talent, but not a lot of creativity. Bridges isn't going to break anybody down. You don't have a lot of crossover kings.
Ananobi's not going to break anybody down. He's a good rebounder, a good defender, but he still puts up 17 to 20 points a game. So he's still a dominant player. Cat should be able to be dominant inside. His moves are good. I don't know, man. It just seems like we're just letting Brunson run around and look for open shots. And I'm like, man, pass the ball to somebody else.
Yeah, I was going to say you'd be a playoff team, but you got to get there first, I guess.
Yeah, I think we do have to get there first. I really think maybe a little more creativity, as you say. I just don't see. Once again, it's just watching this kid run around when, I know there's other people to score there. So we don't need to be that. Before, when we had like just Hart, Randall was gone. I understand what he did during the playoffs. I really do. I understand what he did. He was the only guy out there. DiVincenzo had his moments. Hart had his moments. His was more guts and rebounds and defending, but I get it. But he doesn't have to be that player. He can pass that ball off. I think there's other talented players that can score. I don't know.
Let's talk about the town.
The town, man. Listen, 2-1 with no Steph anymore, though.
3-1. We took care of the
Did you win tonight against Pelicans?
We took care of Zion and Ingram and the Pelicans today. We're just going to use our depth this year. We're going to run our 12 deep as long as the old guys can make it to the game.
How many old guys are left?
Well, we're missing Wiggins and Curry already, and DeAndre Melton, the guy we just got, he's got a back injury. He's out for a couple games already too.
But back injuries are nagging.
Yeah, being 12 deep though has helped out a lot. No, I like the way the Warriors are doing. We are not lacking in excitement and creativity. We are pushing the rock. We are pushing it ahead, throwing alley-oops. Kuminga, Podzinski, a lot of these veterans. Buddy Hield's been at 5-3 of the game. Trailing
Buddy
only
Hield's a three-point shooter.
What's that?
Buddy Hield is a 3-point contest shooter kind of guy. He's the guy you asked to play and shooting that.
He's like Klay Thompson, but he has I feel like he has maybe a couple more tricks up his sleeve and plays a little better defense at this point in time in his career.
Klay Thompson was a stiff.
He was a great defensive player until he broke his ankle and hurt his Achilles.
Still seems stiff to me. Buddy Hield doesn't seem as stiff. I'd
Sure,
rather have a beer with
he's
Buddy Hield.
Caribbean, man. He's he's Bahamas buddy.
Oh yeah,
You
I'd
ever hear
rather
his interviews are great. He's like the total Jamaican guy. It's fantastic.
if somebody was gonna pass one to me, I'd rather have Buddy Hield pass one to me than Klay Thompson. And I'm not talking about a basketball.
Booyah.
Booyah. Listen, Paul George and Joel Embiid, will they play this year as a duo for the 76ers?
You talking about things that aren't surprising us so far this year? Because yeah, it's not surprising me that these Sixers stars are yeah, not doing their jobs.
Ben Simmons
No,
out. Ben Simmons out with a back injury. Surprised by that?
I am not surprised by Ben Simmons being. I was surprised by the first half of his first game. He had like 5-5-5. I was completely excited.
I'm totally excited for him.
Yeah,
5-5. Wow.
but the
He's out with
injury,
a back injury. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Is Paulo the new superstar in
You bring up
NBA?
the first 50-point game of the season.
The first 50-point game of the season, yeah.
Yes, Paolo Banchero and the Magic off to a great start. I thought they might contend for the top 5 in the East, and
I did too.
They look. I'm not going to say much improved, but they look slightly improved. And Banchero definitely looks improved. He's making that second year jump. It's very nice.
Nice. Well, yeah, not a lot really. I mean, the Knicks are 1-2. I'm expecting to be second or first in the division, so I'm not really too.
Right? Are you surprised the Pistons are 0-4?
No. Well, I am after a year. We've got your
Tobias, baby. I thought Tobias was going to give us a win.
Experience, and now you have Tobias and
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, right.
I thought
yeah, the old Nick Maverick.
Yeah,
Maverick Nick, however you want to. I'm just.
Even though we are on 4, I think maybe the Utah Jazz are worse this year. I don't know how they went they were downtrending and they were going to trade everybody. Then they're really good for like a year.
Yeah, they said they were going to trade everybody. That even that center was up, or the power, whatever that kid. He was up for sale.
Maybe the Warriors get marking in for cheap now that actually he signed his big year. He signed his monster contract. So
yeah, he's not cheap at all.
Not
no, he's not anymore. Cheap anymore. Lakers 3-1. Is that a surprise, or once again it's just early, right? The old guys haven't broken down.
I believe it's a surprise. Anthony Davis, leading the league in scoring and rebounding, and probably close in block shots behind Chet Holmgren. Yeah, that's a surprise. Will it last? I will be surprised if it lasts.
Yeah, me too. He breaks down for 30 games a year. There's no way. True.
Yeah, no, he looks fantastic though.
3-1.
Yeah, he looks great. OKC looks great. Yeah, I don't know. The West is going to be tough, man. I just look at the West and I'm like, woof.
The Nuggets are 11th.
Right? Yeah, they barely beat like a bad Eastern Conference team today in overtime.
Shoo.
So yeah, they got lucky to get their second win, I believe. But yeah, Jokic obviously is still the man, but the rest of the team just looks sluggish. I mean, they're missing KCP, their wing defender. They're missing a few people now, and it just doesn't seem like they're being replaced very efficiently.
Yeah. Tough league.
And Jamal Murray's not the Jamal Murray. He's not Enfuego Jamal Murray that he was.
He's more of a playoff kind of guy.
Right. He's trying not to hurt his knees till he gets to the playoffs.
Yeah, get to the playoff and then turn it on. Yeah. Where, Donovan Mitchell, he's doing the opposite this year. He's taking off fast. So
you hit on most of my stuff. I have a couple more surprises. Jordan Poole and LaMelo Ball. These kids are balling out.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole leads the league in 3-pointers made per game and is second in steals. He's playing defense and offense. He's like Draymond who?
Reminiscent of his Warrior days.
He was killing even more so, I believe. Yeah, so that's impressive. LaMelo Ball coming off his MCL, putting up 32 and 7 assists. Very impressive. Not helping the team that much, but Charlotte's terrible. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But glimpses of what could be, if you
Indeed.
could put players around them, they just move on to better teams one day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a stopping ground to move on. Um, as is college football. It's just a stopping ground. Did you have any more basketball?
I did not.
Well, then college football is just a stopping ground to move on in this great world.
That's
Um,
right. For teams like Indiana, this won't be that kind of ground because this is the only time they'll ever be 8-0 in their lives, and they should enjoy it. So good up for Indiana finally staying unbeaten. Miami staying unbeaten.
well, let's go. But hold on here. Hold on here. Apparently, this coach that came to Indiana has been a winner wherever he's gone, and he only brings a winning attitude and program.
Seems
And
pretty evident.
and it's pretty evident in the 8-0 Indiana.
Yeah, shocking. They even they lost their quarterback and still won their next game.
So yeah,
Ridiculous.
I mean, and they killed Nebraska and
Yeah.
Ohio State like snuck by Nebraska.
Oh yeah. You guys had a what is it? Third and 4. And if Nebraska got that stop, it was game
Over.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and we had that upset to Oregon, which would have thought that when we played Indiana, that the Ohio State Buckeyes would have rolled. I mean, Nebraska, they would have rolled over Nebraska and given them the business, as they would say in Ohio.
This is true.
But no, they barely squeaked by Nebraska. And at this present moment in time, not too impressed with the Ohio State Buckeyes, to be honest with you. Just
Yeah, no,
since Ryan Day's kind of in like an interesting situation because I don't think he can afford to lose to Michigan this year. I know that.
yes.
Yes.
I don't even.
So
That's fair.
uh,
It was a week of squeaking bys. Texas just barely squeaked by. Ohio State just barely squeaked by. Texas A&M beat LSU by the thinnest of margins. Even Penn State, Wisconsin was kind of a close game.
yeah.
And I don't know that I just want to talk Penn State, Ohio State. I really don't care about the rest of football.
Yeah, once again,
Oregon's
living
still
on the
number
West
one.
Coast is going to make that Penn State Ohio State game tough with that 9 a.m. start.
Oh yeah, let's lambaste the fucking TV people that put them
Yeah.
on at noon East Coast.
What the
What?
hell? This is a big game. This is not a 9 a.m. game. This
Yeah,
is a
this is prime time, baby. This should
prime
be
time
the
game. This
this
is
should
5
be
at night.
the game.
This is a white out or a red out or a crimson out, 5 o'clock, serious ass game. This isn't people just barely getting there, not even with a buzz. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Nobody's got even a
Well,
buzz. You know what I mean? This is,
they haven't slept since last night. A bunch of zombies out there.
yeah, right. Terrible. So, yeah, a little disappointed with the networks and the planning of this game. But,
Yeah,
the way we look, it looks like just a second loss for the Ohio State Buckeyes because I'm not very impressed with what I'm seeing.
fair enough. You're favored by 3.5. Penn State really hasn't beaten anyone. They played USC, UCLA, and won. Not very easily in those games. If you're
How
gonna
is your
ask me,
defensive line?
I was just gonna say that if we're gonna beat you, it's because our defensive line is sick, and we could take advantage of your O line a little bit. I'm gonna go as far to say we might need 7 points from that defensive line somehow if we're
You know
gonna win.
what? For any Ohio State Buckeye fan out there, the only weakness that the Ohio State Buckeyes have, it's not in running backs, it's not in receivers, it's not in the three cornerbacks, it's not in the defense. Our offensive line allows people to just run right on through and I mean, run blocking, C plus, pass blocking D minus. You know what I mean? Kind of like out of character for the Ohio State Buckeyes to have that bad of an offensive line when you are planning on being a pass happy team with the number one receiver. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, it's kind of weird. So yeah, little I'm hoping somewhere along the line in the next 4 or 5 weeks that we figure out a way to make the offensive line a better offensive line. to
Sure.
allow the Ohio State Buckeyes to do what they want. There's not a lot of passing. We
No,
looked good
and
in the beginning because we were running over teams, and there was a lot of you mentioned the two running backs, Henderson and Judkins. Oh, they look so good. Then we
yeah,
started to play Nebraska and the better teams, and the line started to show its weakness, and the points have gone away, and we've, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, not as good.
yeah. No, I mean, if your line can play any good at all, your skill position players terrify me.
Sure.
Last year, what did Harrison have? Like 15 for 150 and 2 touchdowns or something. I feel
Against
like
Kalen King, too.
your receivers just kill us every year. So we're
Actually
gonna have to
made
get to
Kalen
Howard
King a
quick.
7th-round draft pick.
Right? He lost 4 rounds in the draft because he couldn't cover Marvin Harrison
Yeah.
Jr. at all.
Like, wow, that's insane. Weren't you a #1 draft pick? I went against Marvin Harrison Jr. Changed my life.
I
What?
had to go back to the tape, man. No
Right? I
good.
had to go back to playing slot free safety. Holy
Yeah,
shit, dude.
we might have to play our backup quarterback against you too, which I'm not sure if that's probably not a good thing. But so yeah, points will be at a premium. I need a defensive score. Go Penn State.
Well, that would be what the Ohio State Buckeyes are gonna need too, is probably a defensive score. You know what I mean? Something that changes the tide of the game, you know what I mean? And just kind of, you know what I mean, and gives the energy, because it's the offense has been lacking. I know we put up a lot of points against Oregon and just lost and knew that was exciting, but I think
Yeah,
Oregon could maybe suffer with the same thing, you know. They
yeah. I don't know.
play a good
You
defensive
guys are
line, you know, if
terrifying.
they hmm?
You guys are literally terrifying to play against. So I'm nervous every time you snap the ball that it's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, I used to be that way too, and I've watched the last couple of games, and you know, it's not as scary as when Marvin Harrison and CJ Stroud were there.
Fair, fair enough.
Right? So,
All
you
right.
know what's scary though? The Los Angeles Dodgers are scary.
Oh, I thought we were going to performance of the week.
What? Why would we do that?
Oh, because
Oh,
I
that's
hate
because
the
you don't want to
Dodgers.
talk about the Dodgers, is why not?
No, I don't.
You want to talk about the Yankees then?
Yes, man, Aaron Judge, that guy sucks.
Yes. Pitching hasn't been that good. Aaron Judge has been terrible. His performance tonight was a little better.
Oh yeah, him and Soto got eighth inning hits once they are up by 7 runs.
They both got hits up by 7 runs. Judge even got a stolen base when they were up by like 11 runs. You know what I mean? They're
He was just like,
so,
I don't know what it's like to be on the bases anymore.
yeah, right. What does it feel like to be on second, coach? I don't know. We're going to let you steal when we're up by
We're gonna
11.
let you find out.
We're going to let you find out, buddy. Um, Dodgers are dominating in almost every category. I know that we are doing this show on Tuesday night and that the Dodgers have lost to the New York Yankees, and it's now 3-1. But we also did mention last week that one of the games in the series was going to be the reliever game.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Is that just going to
You
be
guys you guys didn't
relievers
even
doing?
use you guys didn't even use your good relievers today. I looked at the box score. I'm like, these aren't. It wasn't Trenian. It wasn't your fast heater guy. It was like nobody. It was like your
Knack,
worst reliever.
Honeywell.
Honeywell pitched, yes, for like
He
an
pitched
inning
the
once it was,
last inning, couple
yeah,
of,
once it was over.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's totally over. Yeah, it was
yeah.
kind of that. So that was the game. It was the reliever game. It was like
I think it was a toss away game for you, which
totally a toss away game.
which is
And but
weird. You don't want to give that stadium momentum, but yeah, so far it's been Freddie Freeman show, baby. So let's talk about Freddie Freeman. Christ, he single handedly basically put you guys up 3-0.
pretty much World Series MVP, if everything goes correct, will be Freddie Freeman of the
He gets
Los
he
Angeles
gets the
Dodgers.
city key to
I
LA.
think I think he'll get streets named after him, probably a freeway change.
A
There'll
couple
probably be some
statues.
pretty cool stuff. To walk off in the 10th with a home run, to take the lead on the next two games because of his home runs, to get another home run in the fourth game because he's not done yet.
Right. As your short said, all hail Freddie Freeman.
All hail
Gee.
Freddie Freeman, man. I mean, right now the guy he's clutch.
And
So
he's on one
even at the
leg.
even though he got the home run, you almost expected him to get a single and the guy score anyways. You know what I mean? You always, but the home run was just,
He puts that on ball. You just didn't expect the Kirk Gibson.
I did not. And I didn't even think Kirk Gibson, even when I did the all hail thing. And then it was like minutes later when I walked down and somebody was like, a la Kirk Gibson. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I guess after all the ankle therapy and all the, he might not play. And then to come out to be the winner of the game, that's pretty much a la Kirk Gibson. So shout out to Freddie Freeman for sure. The starting pitchers who have been laughed at over and over again, all played over 5 innings, all won their games, all pitched very well.
That stretch is over. I'm telling you.
The Walker Buehler, he's a joke. Not
Yep,
true.
it's happening.
Yamamoto, he's not a joke. I'm hoping we save him for game one back in LA. I hope we just bring out Flaherty this week. And then Yamamoto, game one, LA. That's game 6. We're done. We're not going to game 7. Do not want
Or
to go to
Otani
game
home
7.
run, all Japan goes crazy, stuff like that.
Yeah, I just want to just put out Flaherty in the last game in the Yankee Stadium. Good stuff. Let's get home with Yamamoto and Bueller. Let's win this. Bueller.
All I can hope for is an epic collapse. I
As
don't
a
see it. I
Giants
don't
fan,
see
all
it,
you can
but
hope for is an epic collapse. I don't see it. It's never been done other than in, you said, the Yankees Boston series. I don't see Boston. I don't think this Yankee team is good enough. I really don't.
unless Garrett Cole throws like a no hitter next game, I don't see it.
And that's why Jack Flaherty goes out there and lets Garrett throws his no hitter. Everybody's excited. Woohoo. Yamamoto goes back. He throws his no hitter. We win.
Bada bing.
Bada bing. It's good to go. Um, yeah. I know you got nothing to say at this. Go Dodgers. And you got any performers of the week?
Yeah, the Carolina Panthers of the National Hockey League have kicked asses last week, led by Sebastian Aho and his buddy Nexas. I can't really pronounce the name. Martin, good old Martin. So yeah, congratulations to the Panthers and Martin and Sebastian.
That's what I like to hear. Panthers all the way, baby.
No,
Uh,
Hurricanes. Sorry.
Hurricanes.
Yeah, Carolina, not Florida.
Well, whatever.
Panthers were 3-0 too. I just can't give you guys like so they've already had team of the week this year. I gotta switch
We
it up.
got that 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah.
Oh no, Hurricanes got it last week. We got 2 weeks ago. That's fine. Of course, my performer of the week is Freddie Freeman. How could he not be?
Of course.
4 games, 4 home runs. These are World Series games. Bat on ball, as you said. Injured as a la Kirk Gibson, as you said. Might be one of the most heroic performances in any sporting event in the history of time. And Freddie Freeman. He's definitely my performer of the week. I was going to say myself for getting an offer letter from the United States Postal Service, but I gave myself performer of the week before. So I'm not going to take it this week. So, I'm FB.
Hey. Penn State, Ohio State. I'm the Goob.
Peace.